I am Jason Abraham, the Shadow Teacher 33, and an interesting mechanism of consciousness in the matrix of control, in the matrix that wants humanity to devalue its authentic expression and chase something else. An interesting mechanism is that of the codependent relationship of the false idol and the slobbering fan. You have these false idols that are put on pedestals, these media figures that are validated by media, figures that you are told to think that they are important, that they are your kings, that they are your gods. And you need to hang on every word that they say. You need to chase them around, getting a rub from them, getting them to nod at you, getting a picture made with them, getting their autograph is such a big deal. This huge sense of importance put on these certain people. And then your role is the chaser. Your role is to always chase that, to base so much of your life and the significance on your life on what someone else is doing, what someone else is showing you. And if you are lucky enough to be in the presence to get some stardust of this false idol, of this celebrity, of the star, then somehow that elevates you. And this dynamic, again, we have this dynamic of adoration from the fan, and then sometimes some contempt and disdain from the false idol. And this whole system that perpetuates itself of one thing that expresses a very definitive personality, very distinctive expression that lives by a different set of rules, and then this amorphous blob of masses that echoes a unanimous belief, chasing the false idol, worshiping the false idol, but not displaying the same characteristics, not being able to live by the same set of rules. But when you wake up, you start to see something a little dysfunctional and sick about this power dynamic, about this relationship dynamic. It's very much a codependent relationship. And you start to see life as being sacred, and your life as being sacred for what it is, where it is right now, and your dreams, your goals, those unique things that you aspire to create, to bring forth into this life, you see those as being sacred, regardless of the validation of popular culture around you, of status quo around you. And you start to see value in other people who are doing the same thing, who are kind of living that way as well, who value their own spirit and their own contribution to creation. It's a shift from consumer consciousness to creator consciousness, and a shift from codependent relationships to interdependent relationships. As you see this whole codependent model of the false idol and the drooling fan is just a little sick and dysfunctional, and where you want to go, you want no part of it. But yet the structures around you, that's still the model for the most part that many people live on. But as you break away, you start to see and dream of a different world, a world that's maybe based off of this creative spark expressing itself in unique ways through individuals who say yes to it, yet you feel these different callings, but you can see the value in stuff that's different than you, that adds so much value to your life. And you look at them as being sacred, and their lives and their contributions as being sacred. And you look at your own contributions as being sacred. And when you know the sacred nature of life and that creative spark and your participation with it, then you're called to cultivate that the best you can. You're called to be a great steward of this expression of consciousness that is you, and you want to be your best and you want to do your best to honor that. And just something feels right about that. Something feels wrong about being lazy and exploiting others. That's another thing. This whole model of the false idol and the drooling fan, this is very much an exploitative model. The false idols essentially exploit the drooling, stupid masses, and the false idols on the other side, the masses drain. They kind of drain each other. The false idol gets burned out from having to do all these public appearances and autograph signings and do this stuff that they really don't want to do, but are told they have to keep that position, but they truly don't want to do it a lot of times. And it's sort of this energy of resentment all the way around that starts to build, because then the masses crucify the false idol when the other powers in the matrix tell them to. But again, the awakened soul is breaking free of that and is finding and creating a new model that better serves this new level of consciousness. So that being said, I'm going to end this transmission. I'm going to go create something, and I'm going to honor someone else who is creating value and that's adding value to life that I appreciate, and let them know I appreciate them. And I appreciate you, those of you who are watching this and who value what I'm contributing, and I will see you on the other side.